What's up, Ramblers? I know you want to get into today's podcast, but real quick, make sure you're keeping up by following Assistance HQ and Offsource HQ across all platforms, anywhere on all social medias, to keep up with all of the latest content, updates, exclusive, and everything else. And for business owners, visit offsource.tech for all of your office outsourcing needs, a virtual assistant for every occasion. All the links are in the bio, so go check them out right now. Now, here's your podcast. Before we begin, a moment from our sponsor. Hey guys, welcome back to another wonderful episode of The Ramblings. I'm your host, Angelo Roberts, and we are back. I was in LA and I wasn't doing much podcast. I did do one amazing podcast though. I can't wait to tell you guys about that. So be on the lookout. Oh my God. I'll tell you when, because his podcast drops next week, and this is going to be like posted anyway. So I had a podcast with Greg Webb, author of Toyfolio. Like, I had a person who has done over $1 million+ in revenue on this podcast last week. Literally, it was like the craziest thing. I promise you guys are absolutely gonna love all of the value that man brings. Like, it's just good, and I'm only moving it up from here. Like, I promise you, my podcast co-hosts and my guest co-hosts are only going to be better. So about LA, I had an amazing time. It's way better being here. I mean, way better being there than in like rainy Connecticut. So when I tell you, like, the weather was nice, like the people were just stylish, I just really enjoyed being out on the West Coast, much more over here than over it. I consider Los Angeles kind of like a warm New York. And I had tweeted that. I was like, Los Angeles is just a warm New York with more space, because I Googled it. There's like 470 something square miles of space in Los Angeles and only 3 million people. Yet 3.6. And then there's like 300 and something square feet, square miles of New York, and like 8 million people, almost 9 million people. So they have almost triple the amount of people than Los Angeles and less space. So I'm like, yeah, I definitely would not mind living in Los Angeles, or Vegas for that matter, because it's cheaper than Los Angeles and they don't have any income tax. However, me and Ben had an amazing time doing a meet and greet. I actually have one of the members of the team right now working on doing like a video edit. So I've been doing a bunch of, because I was doing like videos and everything while I was out there. So there's like going to be some videos posting up and everything about like kind of like the entire trip, almost like a little movie or documentary about how we came together, how we met. And so it was just really good to finally be able to enjoy like meeting my co-founder like in person. I had never met another, I guess, friend or like another like person like me on the internet in real life. Like, I flew from Connecticut all the way to Los Angeles to go meet someone that I started a business with, almost out of thin air. I did so a little bit before, but it was almost out of thin air. So it was just a really good time. Ben has like this new invention. Like, he has an invention that's come out. It's called the Safe Pass. I'm not going to describe it over. I can describe it. He has an invention coming out called the Safe Pass, and it's basically for people that smoke, whether you smoke cigarettes or anything like that, and you have the ability to basically hold it up and safely like inhale what it is that you're using, because there's like a grate, and so it makes it, if everyone has it, it has like a little thing for your keychain. Everyone can then healthily share in their hookah or cigarette activities and everything of that nature. So I think it was like a really amazing idea, and it's gonna really blow. So I'm excited for his invention, and I'm excited that I've been able to make friends that are doing their own thing and making money, whether it be Raheem from doing business, whether it be, Daquan and his music and shirts and name selling and everything like that, the Namala shirts, or whether it be Ben with the Safe Pass invention, all of these people that I'm surrounding myself with, the people that make music, that it's just really inspiring that I am able to be in a circle with a bunch of other Black people that look like me and are able to represent the Bower, which is the Black and underrepresented community, in a positive manner. So it's just really good. And I'm gonna have all of them on the podcast, which plays more into the consistency factor because I didn't. I thought I was gonna be able to do podcasts last week, but I was really just kind of enjoying myself being on the West Coast, being in Las Vegas and Los Angeles and everything. I didn't do any, and so I have to do a lot of podcasts to catch up, and then it's just like, oh. So I'm just excited to just kind of be back home and ready to just grind and go back to work. Like it's because I love what I do, and I'm able to do whatever I want in terms of business. But in the sense of being able to do whatever you want in the terms of like, I live for what I do. So whether it be making videos, recording podcasts, making content, doing ads, analytics, financials, selling, I am willing to do it all to run and, serve my business, which is really what makes me the happiest because it's like I'm able to do what like a bunch of everything. I don't have to be the best in everything. I just need to be able to do as many things as possible. And then that's going to get me a base. And then when you have a base, you just slowly start replacing like the really hard tasks. And that's how you build a business. Being good at business requires no direct specialty skill set. I just killed them off. Yes. Being a business owner, running a business requires no direct skill set. You're not just a good salesman. You're not just a good communicator. You're not just a good leader. You're not just good at coding. You're not just good at talking to customers. You're not just good at handling problems. You're not just good at HR and all of these other things. You are pretty okay, basically. You're able to get a job in any of those areas, and you're able to do all of these areas, and then you have to bring them all together and then slowly but surely lead people into each position. So you have to do all of the positions, and then as you build, slowly but surely lead people into those positions and then fill them. And that's what it means to be a business person, because you can't do everything all the time. That's how you fail. That's how you stay low. That's how you are only able to manage but so much, because you're not willing to give up control. I was going to say something stupid. I was going to say like he who does not give up control. I don't know. I was going to be really stupid though. So I just decided not to say it. Anyway, the point of what I'm trying to say is that being a business owner, being a business person, being a founder is about your ability to assimilate or to be able to just do something and adapt and learn just enough to kind of get the job done. It was just enough. It wasn't the best. It's not even really stand out, but it's just enough. And when you do just enough of everything, builds up. And when things build up, you now have a foundation in which now you can lead people. So you can now focus on the more important things. So it's just, I'm really excited to just be able to be in this position, because it dawned on me. I was in Los Angeles. When the Lakers won the championship. I've been a Lakers fan since a child, and because of coronavirus, I would be obviously not able to celebrate. It was also the day that I was leaving. Like I was leaving that next day, but really the morning, so it was like that night kind of thing. Anyway, it still had dawned on me. I am a huge Lakers fan in Los Angeles during the finals, and they win. I was in Los Angeles as a Lakers fan when they won the NBA championships. And it really brought a different light to like what you do when you realize, oh snap, you don't realize how your dreams are fulfilled, because then that things never fill out the exact way you want it to. For example, sometimes they fill out the exact way you want it to, and that's not really what you meant. Because if you say you want to be a millionaire, You could say, my goal is to be a millionaire. Now, if you are a millionaire and you have a business that makes a lot of money, millions of dollars, but you come out with the salary of 500,000 every year, you're technically a millionaire because your stake in the business is worth a certain amount. But the cash value that you receive is only 500,000. So while technically, yes, you achieved your dreams of being a millionaire, that in your head is not what you were thinking. And so while you got exactly what you asked for, you didn't get what you meant. And so that's just slightly different. And so you have to be understanding and happy with your process. For example, it is my dream to just be like, I've finally said, you know what? I can't do nothing. It's impossible to do nothing. You're going to always work. So if I'm going to always work, I might as well make the work situation lively, because when you listen to successful people, people that are in the places that you want to be, hear what they say. Just listen. It is impossible to receive just laying around money doing this. You will never sit around just absolutely doing nothing. You're always going to have to, even if you have to just manage what comes in, that's still something. Because if you don't have a plan for your money or for you, somebody else will. And that's the important part. So you have to have a plan. And so while my original plan and dream was I want to just be doing nothing on a beach making money, you realize that's not realistic. So then you have to tweak it just a little bit to being realistic. You know what? I want to be on a beach working, making money. I'm going to wake up on the beach, because that's everyone's, like, that's the idea of like, oh, the dream. Oh, I just want to, people think, oh, I'm going to be a business person. Then all of a sudden I can wake up on a beach and I have money. No. It's you wake up on the beach, you go to work on the beach because you're able to work from your laptop, because that's the work that you do. So you're able to wake up on the beach, go to work on the beach, and then when it's time to relax, you're relaxing on the beach. And then obviously you're going to have a day off. And even on your day off, you're probably going to take weekends off. And if checks come in on Friday, guess what? Now, because you've worked on the beach all week, you have woken up on Friday with money in your account and no work to do on the beach. And that is the one capture moment that people focus on. I woke up on Friday with money in my account on the beach. But what people don't realize, like a duck treading water, is that while it appears to be smooth, just underneath the surface, Monday through Thursday, you woke up, while it be at your time and at your leisure, you still woke up to go to work. And while it was under your circumstances and your environment, you nonetheless woke up and went to work. So you didn't just wake up and just not work and have money. You woke up and went to work under your conditions, under your pretenses. And then over the weekend, when the money came in, you woke up on the beach, did nothing, had money come in, enjoyed yourself. But people only focus on that part and forget to negate, and forget not to negate, and forget that there's so much more underneath going on. And so that's just, it really hit me while I was in Los Angeles. I'm like, wow, I have worked up to this particular point and it doesn't feel like how I thought I would feel. Maybe it's because of Corona and I'm not able to go out and enjoy it, but it's, listen, I am in Los Angeles doing things for work, caught a plane here, as you know, enjoying the life I would like to live, and it just doesn't feel the same. Because it's not what you, because while what's going on is what you asked for, it's not what you meant. There's always a little kicker. So but it's that's literally the growth of the what's been happening in the past 10 months and 16 days, 15 days, 16. Yes, 10 months and 16 days in. That's exactly what has gone on. We have gone from just me in a bigger office than what I currently have, but it was just me in an office with a laptop that was from 2014. I got the laptop as a hand-me-down from my brother because he got in trouble. Like that laptop, I had a PC originally. You feel me? I got that MacBook because it was given to Justice and he was screwing up. And my mom said, you know what? No, I'm going to give it to your older brother. And I got it. And I was in high school at that time. And I took that laptop all the way through college, all the way till now. And I've had that laptop for some years. And it's a 20, and it came out in 2014. So this is 6 years. The laptop is 6 years old. 10 months later, 10 months and 16 days, I brought on a co-founder who has helped us secure funding for $100,000. We have serviced over 10 small businesses, have done $2,300 in revenue. We are really now doing a rebranding from Angelo's Assistants of America to Officers. We have a bunch of company merch. I've gone to visit my co-founder in person. My network effects are paying off where I'm starting to get, some form of leads and my name is starting to circulate more often. We are in an article. We have a press release coming and we're in the middle of a pandemic. And that's all happened in 10 months and 16 days. Consistency every day, I think that people fail to realize that getting up, going to your desk, and getting only a little bit of work done versus just staying in bed all day attests to how certain people are just going for it. Like, I will drag my feet and just listen, there are days where you don't even feel like doing anything, right? You feel like doing absolutely squat nothing. And so people are like, I need to take a mental health day. And that is absolutely fine. You should take a mental health day. And then there are people that are like, I am going to work through this pain. And those people are like Kobe. That is the Mamba mentality. You got what doesn't matter, flu game Jordan, whatever you want to say. You got your fingers taped up, you got your mask on, you are in pain, physically, emotionally, mentally, spiritually, whatever, financially in pain. And yet you are going to just go out and just hit the pavement and just keep going. What did Marshawn Lynch say? Most people can't take being hit in the face over and 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 over. Just keep going. Run through a mother freaker's face. That's the message. So it's really exciting to be here 10 months and 16 days later. So you have to, it's about the small goals, moving on to the large goals. You got to do things in sequence. You can't just jump at the large goal. You can jump at the large goal and say yes, but the reason it takes a much higher and heavier mental toll going straight to like rags to riches is because it's an actual mental toll going from rags to cloth, and then from cloth to some other material, and then from that to leather, and then from leather to whatever. You feel me? So if it's mentally exhausting and physically exhausting to go from rags to cloth, how much more exhausting is it to go from rags to riches? So take it one step at a time, little steps, baby steps, small goals. 1 client, 1 customer, 2 clients, 2 customers, 5 clients, 5 customers, 10 clients, 10 customers, 20 clients, 20 customers, 25 clients, 25 customers, 40 clients, 40 customers, 45 clients, 40 customers. See, it doesn't have to just be 0 to 45, because if you focus on 0 to 45, it's very stressful. And here's the thing. Now you have to continue going. You have to keep hitting another goal. You can't stop at just 45. So now you spend all of this mental exhaustion getting to the 45 goal point, crawling and dragging your feet to this 45 point, only to then have your team turn around and say, okay, boss, lead us to 50 and 55 and 60 and 70 and 100. And if you're going at that 45 rate, okay, so you went from 45, they're going to turn around and say, boss, lead us to 90. So if you go to 5, 10, 20, 25, you take intervals, small steps, you have time to mentally be able to do both. It's like a recovery run in soccer. In soccer, when I was in high school, during running, we would do like a 25-minute run, right? And so the 25-minute run was 20 minutes of like hard running and then like 5 minutes of light jogging, running, if you will. And so the point of that, and I've mentioned this before, is like almost being able to catch your breath while actively still going. And in business, it would be relating to being able to only expel a certain amount of mental energy per task per day so that you are able to then go on for much longer, and so that you can recover while still working. And that's why I love soccer for that example, because a recovery run allows you to make progress, move forward, move up the field while still recovering your physical and mental health. And that is that balance right there is extremely important to being successful in business, because that allows you to continuously be consistent. And we all know that consistency is the key. 10 months and 16 days of doing this every freaking day. That's all it, whatever you want to do it every day. I'm going to do the 100 days of code. Like, my new skill set that I would like to learn is I'd like to code. So I'm going to do the 100 days of code. And how do they teach you how to code? One day at a time. One line of code at a time. So you learn one step. It's almost, that's how I think we fail to realize that's how anything is learned. We learn it in steps. You didn't just learn how to talk. You didn't just come out saying full on words. No, you came out just repeating whatever was told to you. Then you came out learning your alphabet. You learned A, B, C, D, E, F, G. And then you learned A, B, C. You learned the sounds of each word. You learned how to read, how to spell, how to sound words out. And now you can fully have a communication that's not bottled. What is that? You are able to say, I would like to have something to drink, because you learned how to read, write, spell, communicate, all of the above. So it's just small goals. Small goals. Like, think of this, okay? We are trying to take over and have millions of customers, millions of clients, if you will. Paystack just sold to Stripe for $200 million. $200 million. And they have 60,000 customers. So I did the math. I was like, they have 60, because they're a payment processing system. And so I was like, 60,000 customers, and they're located in Nigeria. There can be 60,000 businesses in a small area. You know, like there are probably 60,000 businesses in California. And so this is what we really call millionaire math, you know? So this is what millionaire math is, right? How you want to be a millionaire. So $1 million means you have to have one person give you $1 million, or two people give you 500,000, or 4 people give you 250,000, or 10 people give you 10,000. I said 10 people give you 10,000. Oh my God, I sounded so stupid. You have to have 10 people give you 100,000. There we go. Yeah. And then you have to have 100 people give you 10,000. Or you can have 1,000,000 people give you $1. What equation works best for you? Can you have one person give you 1,000,000? Or can you have 1,000,000 people give you 1? Where on a scale can you fit in? And that's what millionaire math is. And so when I seen that they were acquired for 200 million because they had 60,000 customers, I thought to myself, well, our base price is almost around 290. Like, that's what the low level average is kind of. So I decided to say, what if we had 60,000 paying customers a month, just like Paystack? So that would be 290 times 60,000. That would be $17 million a month. And so times 12, that's $208 million a year. So $60,000 is a really good number for us. So I was like, wow, I want to get to 60,000 customers, 60,000 clients. But you can't just jump and say, we're going to go 60,000 clients. You got to go 1, 2, 5, 10, 15, 20, 30, 40, 70, 100, 200, 500. Feel me? You have to always be increasing. And that's what the millionaire math is really for, is to help you understand where you are and where you want to go, and how easy it can be and how easy it can be. The process is rough. The numbers are easy. The process to execute those numbers are what is tough. Before you go, Ramblers, if you enjoyed today's podcast, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and make sure you're following me across all platforms at Assistance HQ. Catch up on exclusive content and keep track of everything going on at OffSource. See you in October.